Hi, in this video I'm going to go through question 31 on section 1 of ECAA 2018. So for this question, we have 20 students in a class and they take a maths test. And we're told that the mean mark is 70 and the range in these marks is 18. Then 5 new students join the class and they take the same test. And the new mean of all 25 students is now 68. And we're asked, given only this information, which of these 3 statements must be true? Okay, so let's look at our statements. So the first one says, all 5 new students scored at most 68 marks in their test. So looking at the information that they give us, do you think we can infer this statement? So they've told us about the means, but does that tell us anything about the individual marks? Well, no, because that's the nature of the mean, right? You could have had some really high marks, but if you were balanced out by some really low ones, then you could still average out to quite a low mean. And I'll give you an example in a minute, but for my example, we need to have looked at statement 2. The mean for just the new 5 students is 60. Okay, so if I tell you that the marks of the first 20 students are M1 up to M20, and the marks for the 5 new students are M21 to M25, then how would you work out what the means were? So because the old mean was 70, you could write the sum from M1 up to M20 divided by 20 is 70. And because the new mean is 68, then you can write the sum from M1 up to M25 divided by 25 is 68. Then how would you work out the mean for just the 5 new students? Well, this mean would just be written as the sum of M21 up to M25 divided by 5. So to work out this mean, then we just need to know the sum of M21 up to M25, and for that we can use these. So if I multiply this first one by 20 and if I multiply up by the 25 on the second one, then we get the sum from M1 up to M20 is going to be 70 times 20, so 1,400. And the sum from M1 all the way up to M25 is going to be 68 times 25. And the easiest way to do this is to divide 68 by 4, so that's 17. Then multiply 25 by 4, so that's 100. So 68 times 25 is the same as 17 times 100, so 1700. And now if we want M21 up to M25, we can take off M1 up to M20 from this. And we know that's equal to 1,400. So we know that the sum from M1 to M25 is 1,700 minus 1,400, so that's 300. So putting that back into here, we get 300 divided by 5, and that is equal to 60. So, in fact, statement 2 must be true. And now for that example I promised you. So this is basically the simplest example I could think of, where for the original 20 marks, we had mean 70 and range 18 because of these last 2. And the 5 new marks have mean 60, like we just worked out it had to. But as you can see, we don't have everything less than or equal to 68 marks because one kid scored 100%. So even though the overall mean decreased, we could still have some high scorers within the 5 new students. So this first statement definitely doesn't have to be true. Okay, and now for the third statement, it says when we added the marks for the 5 new students, the range of the marks didn't change. Okay, so the old range was 18, and hopefully considering the example I just gave you, you can see that the range very well could change because looking at these two, you can see the range is now 80. So the statement also doesn't have to be true. So only statement 2 must be true, so our answer would be C.